Salve to Discipuli, this is Mickey Strabuddy, and this is the Stage 32 lesson on deponent verbs. Deponent verbs simply mean that they are passive in form, but they are active in meaning. So here is what a deponent verb will look like in all of the four tenses that we know already. So the present tense, the imperfect tense, the perfect tense, and the pluperfect. So as you can see, there's no new forms. We're just doing something slightly different with forms that we already know. Here are some of the most common deponent verbs, and specifically ones that we're going to look at in this lesson. Notice that there are only three principal parts: the present tense, the infinitive, and the perfect. There's no perfect passive participle because there is no passive in a deponent verb. So locor, loqui, locutus sum means to speak. Here are a couple of examples. So, I am threatening punishment unless you are telling the truth. You could also do it as, I am threatening punishment if you are not telling the truth. The nisi here can be done a couple different ways. Erillus entered the garden. This is our perfect tense. It looks passive, but because it's a deponent, we're going to translate it active. I have obtained something better than a philosopher. All right, let's go ahead and do 4 practice sentences. Copy these sentences, underline any modifiers, draw arrows to their antecedents, put parentheses around prep phrases, put brackets around any dependent clauses, label all the remaining words. I highly recommend that you put a DV over your deponent verbs just so they'll stand out a little bit more when you're going to translate them, and write out a translation. All right, let's look at our first sentence. Nowo here is an adjective and it's modifying arku, and this is a prep phrase. So for our main sentence, we've got a nominative subject and then we've got our deponent verb. So the main part of our sentence is the spectators were talking. We can throw in our prep phrase, the spectators were talking about the new arch. Here we have another prep phrase, ex urba, out of the city. We've got an adverb, suddenly, and then egressi estis. Together, this is a deponent verb. It's perfect in tense. Because of the tis here, we know that the subject is you all. So why did you all leave from the city suddenly? Or we could say, why did you all suddenly leave out of the city? There's a couple different ways you can do it. All right, so here we've got a prep phrase. Te cum is a prep phrase. It's really cum and te smashed together. Ut to decarum. Decarum is a subjunctive, so this is a dependent clause. Here, hortata est, this together is our deponent verb. It's in the perfect tense. And then we've got a nominative subject here. The subject of our ut clause is I, because of the M at the end of the verb. So this is going to be a little tricky to translate. The wife encouraged. That's our main clause. That could be a standalone sentence. Okay, so what does she encourage? That I speak with you. It sounds really clunky to say the wife or my wife encouraged that I speak with you. In English, it would sound a lot better if we said, My wife encouraged me to speak with you. All right, so Romanum is an adjective. It's modifying forum. Forum, as a neuter noun, this could be the subject or the direct object, but if we go over here, we see that our verb ends in more, which means that we is the subject. So that forces this into our other option as being the direct object. And then we've got nunc, an adverb. So now we are entering the Roman Forum. All right, just keep really remember, deponent verbs are passive in form, but active in meaning. Walete.